Hello, everyone. All right. There I am on my iPad. Okay. So if you're joining me tonight, please be sure to say hello when you join me so I can say hello back. I'll move that up just a little bit more so I don't get the glare from my lights. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to sit down. All right. So if you're joining me this evening, please be sure to say something so I can say hello back to you. Oh, there's Betty. Hey, Betty. Okay, so Saleabration is going on the months of January and February. All these lovely things you can get for free with a $60 or $120 purchase. But, hey Vesta, on February 4th, Stampin' Up! Announced a whole bunch more products that you can get for the $60 threshold, including this one, the Planted Paradise stamp set. So that's what we're going to be using tonight. So I wanted to feature this because you can receive it free during Saleabration. I want to show you where it's at. It's actually in our annual catalog on page 83. Down here, it's real small. It was in last year's annual catalog. So like the older products, they have featured small, and newer products that are larger, but it's on page 83 in the annual catalog. But if you type in this number right here, you will be charged $22 during Saleabration. However, there is another number that is associated with it during Saleabration that will pop up as well if you type in Planted Paradise, and that's when you select it for free, okay? You have to type in that number or just type in Planted Paradise, and it'll give you the option as a Saleabration, or if you want to purchase it, which don't purchase it, get it free, which is what I did, so woohoo. All right, so let's get started. Tonight, we're going to do a SIP card, stamp, ink, and paper. But I'm going to show you 3 varying levels of it. We're going to start with the absolute simplest way to make a card tonight. And then we're going to step it up. All right, so I have a piece of 3 3/4 by 5 of basic white. I've chosen, how do you say this word? How do you say it? I've heard it 8,004 different ways, you guys. I've always said it azure. I've also heard it azure. I've heard it some other ways. I'm like, what are you even saying? But you know what? As long as you know it's this color, I'm going to say it azure afternoon. All right, one of my favorite blues. Blue is my absolute favorite color, and I love the bright in it. So, okay, I figure like this part of my sweatshirt, like right here-ish, is kind of azure afternoon. Yeah. We're going to use our Stampin' Pierce mat as well, okay? You can get that on the online shop. It's great to use with photopolymer stamps. And especially since this is a larger and has lots of surface area, it's really good to have a nice foamy thing behind it. Now these are reversibles, which means, okay. So you stamp it one way, you get like the outline of the image, and then you flip it over and you can stamp the back of it and it gives you a more solid image. So there you go. That's what a reversible is. There's a couple of them in the catalog. So I'm going to get nice and inky. All right. There we go. We're going to put it right down here. I love this little pot with its little flowers on it. So that's that one. I'm going to take a risk, guys. I'm not going to close this. We're going to set it over here because we're going to get back to it real soon. All right, garden green is what I've selected for my green, and I've chosen these leaves, this little plant. There we go. And I'm going to put it right there. So we've got our little potted plant. Do any of you have house plants? I have 20. I love house plants. Okay. Then the sentiment we're going to use this evening comes from Cheerful Daisies. We're going to use Wishing You the Brightest Birthday, because I thought this blue was really, really bright, and it just reminded me of that sentiment from the Daisy set. Oh, I put it in green. I did not mean to put it in green. I meant to put it in blue. You know what? We're gonna change it. I really do want it in blue because I want all my cards to be the same tonight. Sorry, hold on. Let me get my chamois. Oh, speaking of which, I just washed this yesterday. Thank you, Vesta. I love houseplants. They all have a story too. So I washed this yesterday with my dark towels in hot water. And that's how I clean it. When it isn't like cleaning my stamps very well, I just wash it. It's been washed probably, I don't know, 25 times or so. All right, so I just wipe that off. My bad, my bad. Let me get the blue. I wanted the blue. So all my cards are the same. So when I moved out of my parents' house when I was 19 years old, my mom gave me a peace lily. And over the years, I still have it. I mean, I have like its great grandbabies, because almost every spring I have to split it because it's too big for its pot. So I have lots of generations of that plant. I think I have 5 or 6 of that. And then I have my cousin, like when he was in preschool, brought home an aloe vera plant. I think my cousin turned 60 this year, or close to it. Anyway, I have that plant, so that one's really old, for a plant, not for a person, for a plant. And then I have Petunia Pop with this cute little butterfly. So that is what we call a stamp, ink, and paper card. And I'm going to mount it on a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 of garden green. What other plants do I have? I have my great grandma's jade plant that my aunt took care of. I will put a picture of it on the Facebook page so you guys can see if you want to, my plants. It's huge, and I have lots of generations of that one as well. I have my mother-in-law's mom's Christmas cactus that just decided to bloom again, and it's beautiful. I have 2 of those. Well, one, and then I, took a what's that called? I propagated it. So it has a little baby. My friend gave me a succulent that I still have. Cast members have given me plants over the years from shows I've done. So I have those. Let's see what else. Oh, when my grandma was born, her name was Lily. And her neighbors, my great-grandparents' neighbors, gave them a lily to honor their daughter Lily being born. So I have that as well. That's an outdoor one. Okay, so that is the simplest card. Now on the inside, I have chosen 5 1/4 by 4. And for the inside, we're going to use Unbounded Love. We're going to use May All Your Wishes Come True. And then this beautiful happy birthday. That's what we're going to put on the inside. And again, I'm going to do it in the blue. Where is it? Here it is. You can tell I must have used that in red or something. But cool thing about photopolymer is even if they're stained, they still work great. Might need to re-ink this azure, but we're just going to go with it. There we go. And then I do want to put a little butterfly by that. There we go. Let's glue that in, and then I want to show you what I did with the envelope because I thought that was pretty cool. And then I will show you some stepped up versions of this card. So stamps, ink, and paper. What did I make a card in like 8 minutes? Yeah, there you go. 8-minute card. And I think anyone would appreciate this card. Of course, we're going to step it up a little bit. Oh, just a little bit. But let me get my envelope first. So on the back of my envelope, we're going to get that garden green back out. We're going to get our plant. And on the back, the corners of the envelope, I need to re-ink this one too, don't I? I'm going to put that in the corner. Oh, I should have had my Stampin' Pierce mat. Oh well. If it's not perfect on the envelope, I'm not going to care all that much. Then I'm also going to put my little butterfly right there where I'll put the person's name. So won't that be a cute little envelope? Look at, okay. So let's get started on our stepped up version. Okay, I know I'm taking a risk leaving all this out, but we're going to use it. So, let's hope I don't get a finger in it or whatever. Y'all know, you've probably done it. Okay, next, we're going to get another piece of 5 by 3 3/4. I do have some sort of evergreen tree that when I directed into the woods, since it's all about, being in the woods and trees, that's what the cast got me, was a tree. And I think it's some sort of pine, actually. It probably is big enough to be planted outside, but I don't really want to plant it outside. So it's still inside with me. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do the exact same thing we did before. Then we're going to change it up just a smidgen. All right, so we're going to put our pot down here. What else do I have? I actually have 2 different peace lilies. When my daughter was little, she got a little betta fish, and her grandma planted it in this glass pot with like a plant. It was a peace lily, and like the fish just ate the roots and stuff, and it was cool. And after the fish died, I kept the plant, so it's still alive, and I have lots of generations of it as well, and I've given away lots of them too. It's almost every spring, I repot all my plants. And then behind me, I made a macrame plant holder to hold it. Is a plant I got from where I worked at a school. They got me a plant when my son was born, so I still have that too. Okay, so that's exactly the same as what we did before, right? Let me move these. Try not to put my finger in them. Ah! Okay, gonna get my trimmer out. Okay. Yes, the evergreenish type tree was under the table. Yes. Okay, we're going to get our scoring blade. We're going to do some scoring. Let's do it a 1/2 inch in and right about here-ish down. Now we're going to put it at 3/4 inch in and here-ish down. We're going to put it 1 inch in, and I literally am just hearing a shish. There's no rhyme or reason to my height. That was supposed to be totally random, and I think it looks pretty cool with it pretty random. All right, let's see if you guys can see the score lines. It just adds the tiniest bit of texture without doing too much to the card. If I tilt it a little bit, maybe you'll be able to see it. It is so hard to see things on white. Ooh, this would be good in basic beige as well. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing up here. I'm going to do 1/2 inch. And I'm going to go there. And then at 3/4 inch, I'm going to do one more about halfway. Now, they say you should do things in like odd numbers, right? And I'm not adding embellishments because this is a SIP card, so we're not going to be adding embellishments. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 lines there. So that is one way to step up your card if you don't have any embellishments, just by using, one stamp set. Well, I guess technically, since it's got the sentiment. But if you have some sort of like a stamp set that has any sort of picture on it, and then one that has a sentiment, you can make a ton of cards. Just quick. Send it to all the people that you know. All right, so put it on my card base. Already has this scored and burnished. My card base is, I don't think I said what it was. It was 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, there we go. Do you all have any, I think so too, Vesta. Do you all have any Valentine's Day plans? Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. My husband and I were just going to grill some steaks. And yeah, that's what we're having. Okay, so there's the difference between my cards. Is I added some score lines just to add a little bit of texture. I don't know if you can even see the difference, but there is. And I think this one is just a tiny bit stepped up. Let's see, can you see it? Yeah, you can see a little bit. And now I'm going to show you another way to step it up that you will need one more thing. One more thing, not a lot of things, one more thing. So same thing, we're going to go ahead, get our 5 by 3 3/4 piece of basic white. We're going to do the exact same stamping, well, as closely as we can anyway. I'm going to move it up just a tiny bit though. Get my green here. Oh, Betty's got a tax appointment. I spent most of my day today going through taxes and adding stuff up, and I hope to go in on Wednesday and finalize everything. Okay, then I can be done with that mess. Wishing you the brightest birthday, and then my butterfly. Okay, so now I am going to go ahead and close my ink pad. Oh, you know what? I forgot my, y'all didn't tell me. Forgot my foam pad, but that's okay. It worked out. It worked out. We're going to put away our petunia pop and our garden green. We're going to leave out this color, the blue. I'll just call it the blue. All right. We're going to get a blending brush. I love our blending brushes. Love them. Love them. You going to give your husband a card? Yes, me too. I have his over there. Hopefully he hasn't seen it. He is probably going to go to the store at lunchtime and get me mine because I'm sure he doesn't have his yet to give me. And I doubt he's going to be up here making me one. Okay, so we're going to get some ink on our brush and we're going to go around the outside of our card. Oh, yeah. So we got some yummy steaks thawed out and can't wait to cook those up on the grill. Since it's a Friday, I figured the restaurants are going to be insane and I didn't want to deal with that. So I'm like, let's just grill a steak. And I'll probably make garlic sauteed mushrooms, baked potatoes. It'll be delicious. Oh, yes. I love this. So that just added a little bit of color around the outside. Didn't take long. I don't like the way I did that. Let's see if I can fix that. Probably not, but that's okay. Same thing. Just going to mat it up. I think it just added a little bit of something. All right, so tonight was just to show you that you can create cards with very little supplies. So I don't want you to feel like you have to, bring out all the bells and whistles every single time you make a card. Or if you're just a beginning stamper and you don't have a big stash, you know what? Use what you've got. Use what you've got. Make beautiful cards. Because people who receive your cards, it could make their day, it could make their week, it could really mean a lot. So don't feel like you've got to make these crazy fancy cards. Just send a card. Tell somebody you're thinking about them. All right, so let me show you all the variations we made. We've got our just plain. Now, if I wanted to step this up, obviously I could put some gems or some rhinestones, or I could die cut like a butterfly or die cut a bead or something. There are ways you can step it up, obviously, but I was trying to go for something simple tonight. And then the next variation was adding a few score lines. And then the last variation was just using our blending brushes, which come in 3-packs. And you can rinse these out and reuse them with a different color. And I have done that in the past, but now I'm just kind of like making one per color family. So this is like my blue one. And clearly it's gotten a lot of use. I did a whole bunch of cards with Misty Moonlight not too long ago, and that really made it blue. And then if you want to like clean it out, if you will, you can just rub it until like you don't see a lot of blue coming out anymore. I don't even do that. I just leave it because this is only going to be blue. But if you're going to rinse it out under hot water in the sink, I've done it before without soap and it was good. Some people use soap, but I'm just afraid it would get like stuck in there. So I just use hot water when I do clean them out, which isn't all that often. So there are 3 different cards using the Saleabration set, Planted Paradise, which is free now through the end of February during Saleabration. I also use the Unbounded Love and Cheerful Daisies for the sentiments. So, alrighty. Other Stampin' Up! News. The joint offer is still good till the end of February. There's a great joint offer. Paper Pumpkin kit looks adorable for March. Oh, one thing I wanted to show you guys. Okay, look at this. Do you know what this is? It's a metal bowl. Yes, good guess. It is a magnetic metal bowl, and it holds your dies, and it's so stinking cute. So like if you're using a die and you don't want to lose it, oh, I don't even have any dies out right now because I cleaned up. My desk is so clean, you guys. Okay, let me grab some dies over here. Okay, so let me just grab some dies. So like, let's say I was using this little tiny die and I didn't want to lose it off my table. I just throw it in there and look, it doesn't go anywhere. It's right there. It's right there. So I had a bigger one. I have a bigger one, but it was just too big for my desk. So I got a little baby one the other night. Wouldn't this look cute? This little bee die on here. Ooh, that's a way we could step it up. So it just holds your dies and you won't lose them because they're in here. If you plan on, you know, I don't know. I've lost dies like on the bottom of stamp sets or stuff like that. Okay. Speaking of which, ooh, what do I have here? I have the add-ons for the paper pumpkin kits. You can get add-on dies. And so what I've done is I've kind of just made one card and divided it into 4 quadrants and I've labeled them so I know what months they coordinate with. But of course, I don't need anything to coordinate with a heart die or a bee and some honeycomb. Yes, I have used the heck out of these. These right here I have used. I just got these, so I haven't quite used them yet. But and then they just live in a stamp and storage little thing over here to my left, right by my die cutting machine. So that's how I store some of my dies. Now, if a stamp set has dies that coordinate with it, they go right in the stamp case. But dies like that, I don't. So anyway, I just want to show you my new little purchase. And I'm doing little. It's so cute. And it really sticks. Really sticks. Hey, Keisha, we're like done for tonight. But, you know, you can always catch the replay. Thanks for joining us. I was just showing a simple way to create cards with not too much, you know, not too much product, so that if you don't have a lot, you can still create cards people will love. So I stepped it up. Started simple, stepped it up a tiny bit, stepped it up a tiny bit more. So, all right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Valentine's Day. Yes, Vesta, I have different color families. Thanks, Betty. All right, we will see you all hopefully next week. I am really trying to do this every Thursday. So thanks for joining me, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.